My name is Phyllis, and the title of my story is I'd like to share what I would have missed out on if I hadn't had a stammer. I feel privileged to take part once more in the WSN StutterFest event. Today, I want to share how becoming part of the worldwide stuttering and stammering community has helped me to reflect on my lifelong journey of acceptance. You may have heard some parts of my story before, but it all just joins in together. I am now proud to be able to look in the mirror and see a cheeky, loud old lady who happens to have a stammer accidentally discovering a worldwide stuttering and stammering community on Facebook groups was such a comforting and eye-opening experience. Although that the groups are diverse, they all have a common thread. They are non-judgmental places where people can share their experiences and ask questions. And there were so many people I could relate to. And it felt so liberating to realise that there are all these people out there living with a stammer who are fulfilling their dreams. So What If I Stutter was the first group I discovered, and it had a big impact on me. It is sadly no longer in existence, but I like to mention it as it gave me a gentle wake-up call just at the right time. It reinforced the question, so what does it matter if I stutter? So thank you, Brandon. Finding the World's Stuttering Network WSN page was another great discovery. Hearing Tom interview Cody Packer, who was a fellow New Zealander, was important to me, as Cody was the first New Zealander I had heard sharing positively about his stammer. I was so happy to make contact with Cody, and he has been a big ongoing support and encouraged me to continue to writing and sharing my thoughts. I recently completed Cody's course called Revisit Your Inner Child. At the conclusion of the course, Cody invited us to go and look in the mirror and tell ourselves we were very proud of ourselves. I've always been really wary of mirrors, but I gave it a try, and when I looked in the mirror, all I saw was a cheeky looking lady with lots of rings smiling back at me, and so I went charging back to the Zoom meeting shouting, yay, yay. I'm so proud of myself. One day I noticed that the WS team was asking for presenters for their annual StutterFest event. Although I was eager and interested, I was also full of self-doubt, and I kept returning and reading it again and again. And so I sought support and wisdom from some of the amazing community. A mentor who I adopted, Anita Ron, listened to my question, and then she said, maybe it is time to pay it forward. And my next stop was Pamela Moose, and I got to know Pamela after that. She asked me to be on her podcast, Women Who Stutter Our Stories. And I know her podcasts have been so liberating for so many children, and I spoke to her about presenting, and she also was encouraging. Alexis Parker Connolly is the next person I asked for support. After meeting each other, we became like sisters, and one night during one of our much loved Skype meetings, I talked to her and she said, yes, you can do this. And so the support of my friends and the growing self-confidence, I applied to be a presenter at StutterFest, and I found supportive and patient people like Tom and Tricia, Marvin Miley Jr. and their team who answered my English questions. My first experience presenting at StutterFest was a huge leap of faith. I was scared and nervous, but pleased I had taken such a step in a safe and encouraging environment. And it's always a privilege to hear other people as well. After that first experience, I found myself wanting to push myself forward just a little further outside my comfort zone. And I took part in other experiences offered by the WS team, such as communication through art and 2 more StutterFest. Each of these experiences presenting has given me an opportunity to reflect on my journey and share how I have grown. As I was waiting to speak at StutterFest 2023, I felt swirling butterfly thoughts like, what if I take too long? Will I take up somebody else's time? But I just carried on, and as I started speaking about the joys of being an early childhood teacher with a STEM, much to my surprise, these thoughts disappeared from my head, and my heart was filled with an overwhelming sense of I can do this, and I hope I can encourage just one other person to follow their goals and dreams. Now, this year, as I sat thinking about taking part in the 2024 StutterFest, the butterflies in my stomach have come, but they are no longer the anxious butterflies. It just feels different. These butterflies are my excitement as I think about how much I want to do this. These butterflies remind me in this supportive environment, I want to reach out and share these big, bright, monarch butterflies are only to spreading their wings. One of the things I have been encouraging, continued to do so, or STEMing communities, is to carry on expressing my thoughts and experiences. I'd like to share a memory about how and why it became important to me to express my thoughts on paper. One day, as a child, I went up to a girl on a swing and I asked, can I have a turn? No, go away, she answered. I walked away feeling sad and disappointed in myself, wishing I knew how to talk quicker. I remember seeing some chalk and scrap cardboard lying under a tree. I grabbed it and sat down and scribbled angry lines on it. Then I threw it away in the bin and carried on walking home. But on the way home, I stopped to admire a cat looking so peaceful, sleeping on the grass. It made me smile. And I thought, to my surprise, oh, I've stopped crying. maybe I will try asking again another day. And I was often cross with the tongue monster I thought I had in my mouth was stopping me from asking questions and making friends. And on that day, I learned that the tongue monster isn't the boss of me. It couldn't stop me from scribbling and drawing, which I knew now would help me to feel better. Writing and sharing my experiences still helps me today. And I was asked recently what I thought I may have been like if I hadn't had a stammer. I was surprised but pleased with my instant reply, which was, oh, I'd have probably been a grumpy old lady who talked more than she ever listened. And so, and I may have missed out on meeting all of the amazing supportive people who bless my life today. I'd like to share about some of these kind, caring people who played an important part in my life, such as my angel group girls, some of whom have been there since I was a caregiver for my mum and have been there through all the stages of my life, such as my husband with his amazing technical skills, an amazing man who loves me just because I am me, even this many years later. And that's really cool, as I do have my moments sometimes. Then our two amazing sons who always accepted that they have a mum who's sometimes a bit longer to speak. It didn't matter to them, and they loved the surprises and adventures we put them on as small children. I guess I realised that you don't always have to have words to create memories and help others feel love. Now, as adults, we are so proud of them, and they still see me as just mum who has a quirky sense of humour and who tries to do what to do and who wants the whole world to be happy. And one of my sons says, my mum says, excuse me, when she doesn't see Venus running around her, you should just run for cover. Reflecting on my journey as a woman with a stammer, I realised how much I have grown and how rich and full that my life has been. For example, by having had the opportunity to learn from and make lifelong friends with amazing, resilient people, as well as having the opportunity to take part in the experiences of it online. I feel this has helped in a positive way to change the perspective I have of being a woman with a stammer, and this has been reinforced strongly lately too. I've had the privilege of joining an Australian group called Speak Freely, and you can go on there, talk to others who've achieved goals, and it's just truly amazing. And I've made heaps of lifelong friends. And for example, if I hadn't had the experience of being an early childhood teacher with a stammer, I may have missed out on the learning, love and acceptance I received, they never have had the joy of using strategies and props such as puppets and bolts that often help provide opportunities for children to communicate. And it's so rewarding to recognise and see the joy on a child's face when they achieve a goal, such as playing with a friend, taking part in that time, or painting a picture for their families. One of the strategies I introduced was inspired by listening to the speakers at Gemma's BSA conference in Cardiff, and I came home and introduced Phyllis Starker, puppet who can't crack but has an amazing squeak, and I learned that Phyllis Stark is a gentle, fun way to encourage children who looked interested in becoming involved but were a bit hesitant. And you could see by holding a puppet how that they liked speaking to their friends. So thank you to the Live-In Montessori team, where I work as a reliever, for embracing and becoming involved in Phyllis's visits, and how you just regularly turn yourselves into puppeteers. Thank you for being happy to share your mat times, for creating activities leading up to her visits, and for the mahi activities you provide afterwards. I am still surprised at how I am having more and more experiences where my having a stammer doesn't come into the equation at all. For example, when family friends call in for a coffee, we have lots of jokes and laughs and pranks. Recently, in amongst these jokes, our friend asked me a positive and thought-provoking question about my stammer, and I said, "Oh, I'm pleased that you felt comfortable asking." And he, after a while, he said, "It's because you show your acceptance of having a stammer just by being you." And I was touched and pleased to hear this. And so thank you all for listening, and thank you to WSN for providing us with this StutterFest experience, and also to Stammer for providing us with opportunities to write down our experiences. And so to finish up, I just want to say that I feel that the encouragement that all these kind, supportive people have given me, combined with the amazing stammering community-based groups, have helped me to grow a sense of self-confidence that simply shriveled up my awareness of having a stammer. Thank you.
Phyllis, what an inspiring speech. Look who's here.
Oh, thank you. I didn't see you too. Just as well.
Phyllis, you are a treasure to the world stuttering community. Watching you as you found us, you've grown over the last few years. We just love you.
Oh,
thank you so much.
You're amazing, Phyllis.
And you guys, though, groups like you and the experiences, what you do, and the Australian group as well, I often wonder if you guys realise how life-changing it is, because it's really amazing. I'm going to cry. Oh, God.
Go ahead. Tears of Joy are fine. A round of applause for Phyllis. Thank you so much.
Phyllis.
We appreciate it.